2, and today we're going to talk about social causes. So we've asked each band to come in with a social topic that they'd like to talk about. First of all, let's introduce you guys again, okay?
We are Scilter from Florida. My name is Kerry. I play guitar and lead vocals.
My name's Kyle, and I play the bass guitar and sing backup vocals.
My name's Hope. I play guitar.
We have a drummer as well. He couldn't make it, MIA, but you'll meet him eventually. He's a great guy.
He plays the drums.
Okay, excellent. What we're going to talk about today is social causes, and we're right now in 2009. The United States has a new president. A lot of stuff going on in the world right now. I'd like you guys to comment about what you think the situation is around the world right now. So what do you guys have to say about the way things are?
Let's see, there's really a lot to think about. We got a war going on.
Job loss.
Job loss.
Poor health care. More people, are dying in our hospitals just because of lack of health care and insurance problems. We also have the problem with Social Security. The pools, the Social Security pool is getting smaller and smaller, while there's more people being born into the world. So by the time, our fathers even, it's time for them to collect Social Security. There's going to be nothing left.
One of the big events that's happening right now, talking about the bailouts and just getting loans for tons and tons of money, and I think
it's China.
Inappropriate spending. I think we need to pull out of Iraq.
It's $14 billion a month that we could save.
It's a lot of money.
It is.
Absolutely.
It's a lot. Fortunately, gas is about the only thing that's stable right now, Even though it's going up a little bit, it's still about at a decent price.
And I remember the $700 billion that they took out. I remember reading a list of what that money could have gone towards. It could have been, 100 years of education for teachers, making a good salary for once. There's just so many other things. Our priorities need to
beefing up the police departments instead of cutting back.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Budget cuts is another thing. Teachers. I think teachers have an important part in society today, and they're not getting paid hardly anything for their hard work and dedication to not only the students but to the parents of the students and to anyone else that longs to be taught. And I just think that another thing is the police officers. They're out there risking their lives, putting their lives on the line for us to serve and protect, and they're not getting paid hardly enough, really. I think it's very sad, and I think it has a lot to do with, like you said, improper spending. The new stimulus plan they have that Barack Obama came out with, they went over some of the stuff, and some of the stuff that he's wanting to spend money on is pretty ridiculous, like snacks for people in prisons, just for fancier snacks. It's like, they should be given bread and water, they could save all kinds of money for that.
All right, so if you stand where we are right now and look back at the previous generation, think about what they've left us, both good and bad. What would you guys like to say to the previous generation?
Many lessons learned.
Yeah, I think we might be, causing the same mistakes over and over again.
Wasting energy. Yeah, could have started on the gas problem years ago instead of just worrying about it now.
Anything else you'd like to say to them at all? Thanks for this? No?
Thanks,
yeah?
buddy.
It's out.
Okay. And if you look at it a certain way, 20 years from now when people are watching this thing online, everything you guys are doing is going to be considered retro. So what would you like to say to the generation that's coming after you?
Keep trying.
How does my clothes look? Do I look ridiculous?
Stick to the Word of God. There you go.
Okay. Okay, anything else you want to say to him? This is it.
Are cars floating yet? Are they flying yet?
Yeah.
What are gas prices like?
Is there gas?
Yeah, is there gas?
All right, so you guys have a social cause you want to talk about today?
Correct.
Correct. What would that social cause be?
We're going to talk a little bit about protesting.
Protesting?
The 1960s.
Ah, 1960s protests. Okay, what would you like to talk about?
Well, we have like a little monologue.
Oh, fire away if you guys want
We
to.
can kind of make it more conversation-like, so.
I'm just going to tell a little story for you.
Tell a story.
You got it? You guys
Do you
ready?
remember your part?
Sure.
You need a paper? Did you have a paper?
All right, let's try this. February 1960, in a technical college In Greensboro, North Carolina, 4 black students walked into a local restaurant and asked to be served lunch. Segregated laws allow them to purchase food, but they weren't allowed to sit at the diner. And it was on this month, almost 50 years ago, that started the movement where, and it was almost 50 years ago that started the movement where these 4 black students were refused service because of the color of their skin.
And within the first few weeks, more than 50 volunteers joined and the movement started going around all the campuses. And then 50,000 within the first year, it made a real big difference.
There were at times white crowds would they would spill mustard and sugar all over the protesters just because they're fighting for what they believe in, and they would even put cigarettes out on their necks. Fortunately, this behavior only increased and strengthened the numbers of volunteers, and many of them were white.
Yeah, it also gave them the rights that they long deserved.
So you think things have changed since then?
Oh yeah, I got a black president.
We got a black president.
Okay.
One of the most powerful females in this world is Oprah. I mean, she's African American. So, I think our voices are the most effective and most efficient way to affect decisions in our lives. And as musicians, we can, not only can our voices be heard, but we can freely express our emotions in our music to send positive message throughout the world.
And whether you're singing or protesting, let your voice be heard. The past is the best guide to the future.
Anything else you'd like to say about your topic?
I think in the past 50 years, we've come a long way. I mean, a few hundred years ago, African Americans were slaves, and then they stopped that. They still were treated poorly, and here we are today. Like I said, a black president. I think African Americans are a very powerful, very powerful culture in our states, in the United States.
It's nice to have a month to honor, the Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks and Harriet Tubman, and just to bring it up in the classrooms. It's good to teach kids about things like this
And honor those who fought for their rights.
So show them their heritage.
Yep. And you guys think, so you think music is a powerful social force?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It could also be a very powerful negative force too. So that's why we're here to try to counteract it and send
Hannah
a positive
Montana,
message.
Jonas Brothers.
Yeah. I was watching this movie.
So there goes your Disney sponsorship right there, right? Oh.
Dang it.
Yeah, I was watching this movie. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's called Dances with Wolves. It's got what's his name?
Kevin Costner
in it. It's a movie about this white man goes out into where the Sioux Indians live in South Dakota, and they hated each other. They wanted to kill each other because the whites were taking over their land. And the movie's got a great moral to the story that that no matter what, everybody should be treated equally, and that unfortunately the Sioux Indians were totally wiped out, and their land was taken over, even though we promised them they would have their own land. And that's now we got the reservations. Everybody's got it. And I wouldn't say fair enough, but they, we kind of made a deal with them, and I think it was pretty pathetic how they treated them back then, when they were human too.
Good deal. Anything else you guys like to say?
Vote for us.
Okay. Good call. Okay, thanks guys. We appreciate it. We'll see you next episode.
Thank you.
You're welcome.